we don't care about the game. Do we? I mean, I'm watching the post-game coverage right now, and they're doing the entire Lucic skate in the crease, tipping off Demko's pad and everything. Like, yeah, that's a big analytical point of the game that you can discuss, but I don't really care. The Canucks lost 6-3 to the Calgary Flames in Calgary, and the Vancouver Canucks now have a maximum of 93 points they can get on the year. They've got 87 points in 79 games played, and the max amount of points they can get, as we said, 93, is not enough to overtake any of the two wildcard teams. Nashville and Dallas both have 93 points right now, and they have 40 and 41 regulation and overtime wins each, meaning that the Vancouver Canucks, should they win the remaining games they have in regulation, they cannot get the tiebreaker on them. The LA Kings in the final spot in the Pacific have 94 points, therefore Vancouver has no chance at making the playoffs anymore. They're done. They're out. So long and good night. And because of how everything has gone down with the season, with the game, the goals here, I know you don't really want to come on here and let me talk about, oh, this is what happened when Calgary scored their 4th goal of the game, and then the 5th goal was a play from Luke Shen that went off his stick and it didn't work out. You don't care about that. I don't care about that. We don't care about that. We don't care about any of these plays anymore because we know the sense of finality that has taken over the season is probably one of the stronger emotions at play. As well as the ideals for the future. Hey, the Canucks need to get tougher. Why the heck is Demko always in these scrums and nobody's standing up for the guy? There's a lot more to be said about the bottom 6 and the depth and the acquisitions, but you know, I do work in murders and executions myself. Mergers and acquisitions. So when it comes to the team, I just wanted to focus on the players at play. So yeah, a lot of the vibes of this game, you don't really care about the plays. I mean, you could talk about the Flames and how well they played and how many chances they got, and Demko maybe not being in the right place, but hey, he got pucks tipped in on him from weird angles, so it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Let's talk about some of the good stories here, because when it comes to the players that we were paying attention to when it comes to points, a lot of them got on the board in a pretty big way. Obviously, for Calgary, you had Gaudreau and Tkachuk and Lindholm. He got 40. Yeah, that guy's been an absolute stud this season for sure. But for Vancouver, there were a few goals scored here, 3 of them in fact, and they all got points from guys that we wanted to see. JT Miller got 3 secondary assists in this one off of the goals scored by Conor Garland, Elias Pettersson, and Quinn Hughes. Miller is now up to 96 points on the year, which is phenomenal because he's got 3 more games to get 4 more points for 100 on the year. Do the point pace of everything that went down over here. Okay, so Miller, 96 divided by 77, multiplied out by, what is he able to play, 80 games because he missed 2 of them? He's on pace for 99.7 points. So it's going to be close, assuming Miller plays in the way that we know he is able to play. And come to think of it, we didn't even know if he was going to play this game until he said so in the pregame. Yeah, no, I didn't take an x-ray because I know I'm going to play. Even though I blocked that shot, even though I was hurt, even though I left the game previously against Minnesota, screw that, I'm playing. And he goes out there and he gets 3 assists. So great for him. He is now up to 66 assists on the year plus the 30 goals, so 96 total points on the year. That is like the biggest story that I'm following because it's the one that I think is the most like nail-bitingly impactful. Like you don't really know if Miller is going to get 4 points in his next 3 games, even though it's likely that he would, knock on wood, because of the point production that he's been on. But either way, Miller with 3 secondary assists here. You had Quinn Hughes with a beautiful goal right there in front where he receives the pass and he whiffs it, or not whiffs it, he whips it. There you go. Yeah, he actually shot it properly. He whipped it up high onto the upper part of the net. And that was his goal that put him over the top when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks defenseman point record in franchise history. He also added an assist, which was given on the Elias Pettersson goal. So 2 points for Quinn Hughes. He needed a point to get himself the record for Canucks points on D, and he needed an assist to get the Canucks record for assists on D, and he got both of them here today. So there you go. Quinn Hughes is officially the best offensive defenseman the Vancouver Canucks have ever had, and it's not like it was any doubt in the slightest. So Quinn, my goodness, what a great, great player right there. Not to mention the fact that you had some more goals. Of course, you can talk about the Elias Pettersson goal. He walks and he absolutely grips it and rips it off the bar and in. Like, this shot, the elevation that Pettersson can get when walking right in and just deciding, saying to himself, yeah, no, I'm going to score now. Like, is that cool? Can I come here and just do that because I'm going to do that? Boom, there you go. It's in the back of the net with a snap of the wrist right there. Elias Pettersson with his 32nd goal of the season. And that is good enough to overtake the Canucks for top goal scorer on the team. He was tied with Bo. He now has one more, so there you go. Pettersson, what an absolute beauty he is. Not to mention the Conor Garland goal that we also saw, where it was JT Miller at the top of the slot area who passed it over to the side for Tyler Myers. Myers comes in and he throws a sauce. It's a thick sauce pass right across to the back door, and Garland slides down on his knees and hits it in out of midair into the open cage, giving him a very much needed point as well. Conor Garland now at 18 goals on the season, so he's got 3 more games to get 2 more to add to the Canucks' 20 goal scorers list. And honestly, that kind of wraps it up. Like, that's all I care about in this game. Is that all that you care about? Do you care about anything more? We can talk about the Canucks' issues. Oh, this game was a staple when it comes to establishing what they need on their bottom 6 because they're not good at this and that. And like, we have an entire offseason to go out there and discuss these things. We have an entire playoffs that the Canucks are not going to be in where we can talk about these things. We've got months to go until the draft. And the draft is when a lot of people are saying, okay, Miller probably going to get traded at the draft. Besser maybe traded at the draft. Traded at the draft is the key word now. And the draft is in July. So we've got a lot of time. I'm going to use these videos just as an opportunity to talk about the points because that's all I really care about right now. If they win, then okay, cool. But they lost 2 straight in regulation, which ended their playoff hopes. They have no chance at making the playoffs anymore. Tiebreakers all going to the other teams. Even if they win all their remaining games in regulation, they still cannot make it. So that is it. That's the season. It's done. Okay, no, not done. There's 3 games left. I care about the points, as I said. So let me know in the comments your thoughts. What are you going to be paying attention to when it comes to the final games here? Do you want to see, I don't know, maybe just a call-up here and there? Let's see somebody else get an opportunity. Let's see Spencer Martin play. Because why the heck not? You're playing LA and then you're playing Edmonton. Why not start Martin in the last game of the year against Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, going out there with the idea saying, hey, if we lose, screw it. We're giving Martin the experience to know what it's like playing against some of the best players in the gosh darn world. Either way, though, I'm looking out there seeing the JT Miller point race kind of come to its conclusion here because 3 more games, 4 more points. It's going to be down to the wire over here. You've got Kirill Kaprizov, who hit 100 earlier this week. And okay, let's go over to the list right here. Who else is at 100? Okay, so McDavid, Huberdeau, Gaudreau, Draisaitl, Matthews, Kaprizov, Tkachuk. Yeah, he hit it as well. Artemi Panarin, you have Marner, all in there. JT Miller, of course, still in the top 10 of NHL points as I'm talking about this. It's like, ah, man, the Canucks have a top 10 point scorer again, and they did that in this crazy bad Travis Green started stint. Like, this is the stuff I see in my video games. I play Canucks season modes all the time, and they're always in the top 10 of points because, yeah, you know, I'm pretty good at NHL for the regular folk that play the games. But either way, Miller, man, he's fulfilling everything that I wanted to see when it comes to my Canucks scoreboard fantasies, seeing how many points guys are able to produce. But yeah, 4 more points, 3 more games. We'll see if he gets it. I want to see Conor Garland get up to 20 goals in the season. I want to see maybe a late push for Podkolzin to get to 20 goals because that guy's at 14 right now. I mean, okay, that's definitely not going to happen, but like, you know, a man can dream, right? Either way, though, let me know in the comments your thoughts about the Canucks and the Flames. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99. And bye.